REMARKETER. Empowering Realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. So we're going to be talking about the website today and the ways that you can customize your website and make it more of a utility. So basically, the main thing that I want you guys to consider today and kind of think around the concept of is that the website is not merely a presence. It's not like a poster on a wall where people who just pass by would glimpse over and get to know your name, for instance, or remind them of your name, or a picture or a phone number, etc. It's more of a utility. So it basically serves two main purposes, the website. So firstly, it's the reference point for any of your marketing activities. So basically, if you send out a flyer, if you send out a poster, if you have a bus branded, if you have your car branded, for instance, if you're handing out business cards, if you're door knocking, if you're cold calling, if you're in an open house, if you have a house for sale and you have a lawn sign at the front hanging, if you have a Google AdWords running, if you have a Facebook ad running, if you're posting to social media, if you're posting a live session on social media, whatever you're doing, if anyone for any reason is interested to find out more about you, they're going to go to your website. Right? So that is the main objective of your website. So if they get to your website, the very first thing that you want to be able to tell them with your website is not just the fact that you have a pretty website, is to confirm the reason why they came there. So they came there to find out if you are actually capable of doing the thing that you are advertising out there. If you have more information available for what you're advertising out there. If you are what you say you are. So these are the questions that the user to your website is going to come to your website for, and they would want to validate that information on your website. So your website should be able to effectively and efficiently validate all the questions that they might be asking about, right? So if they look at a lawn sign in front of a property that's for sale and they want more information about the property, if you have your website written on that lawn sign and they just type it in and come to your website, they want to be able to find that property quickly and easily. So it has to be featured. That's why we have the featured property section on your website. So it's featured, it's right there on the first fold. So they will immediately be able to spot the property and look at the more information of the property there. If they've just been to an open house and they want to come back to your website, they have your business card or they have the little flyer, for instance, and they want to confirm some of the information that, some further information that you may have available on your website, that you do have available on your website. They can come to your website and they would easily be able to find that property, click, see, and find the information that they're looking for. Information such as, market analysis that we add, schools information that we add there. So it's important for you to advertise that you do have, more information available on your marketing material, and you will be able to support that with your website. So that's objective number one. To be able to support what you've advertised for. Objective number two for your website is utility. So your website also includes a lot of tools that people and yourself and your clients and people who could be your prospects and leads could come back to your website to use those tools. Tools such as market reports and market stats, which are automatically updated on your website. Real estate news that are automatically updated on your website. Mortgage calculator, refinancing calculator. These are the different tools that are available there. We recently launched a new tool that we made available to you with coordination with RenoTag. So it's a renovation calculator. So these are all the different tools that are available. The MLS search, the information that we add to MLS, like schools information, etc. Home valuation, listing alert. These are all the different tools that are available on your website for your users to use. So you can also advertise the fact that you have these tools and be able to divert people over to your website so that they can use these tools as well. So all of that said, you now have a better understanding of what purpose your website is really serving. And all those people who just simply have a website just so that you have a website, and it really isn't support. It's not built in a way that would answer questions to people who would come to your website. They're losing a lot of opportunities, right? And the opportunities don't come in a way that someone just visits your website and then picks up the phone and writes a contract with you. That will never happen, right? So you're not generating leads the way that a lot of agents would define leads, as someone who's called me or just given me their phone number or email address and asked me to contact them so that we can sell their property or buy a property for them. Yeah, those things happen as well. But reinforcement of that trust throughout the process of someone just hearing about you until someone willing to meet you and write a contract with you, which is a really long process. That whole support, that whole reinforcement is the role of your website. I mean, your website is one of the most important tools to do that. Your social media does it too. Your presence on social media does it too. Your environmental marketing does it too. All of these come together, but the support point is usually the website. So even if you're really, really active on social media and someone wants to really see, okay, so what are the credentials? So this guy is really active and he has listings available and stuff. So where do I go to see those past sold properties, for instance? The first initial thought that a user might have would be the website. So they will try to find your website, they will Google you, and they'll go to website. Enough said. So let's go ahead and check and see what we can do with the website. So basically, I'm just going to show you the technicalities, how you can really customize your website. And I'll give you some, tools and ideas of to help you do that. But the main thing that you should be taking away from this session is that you would see the possibilities in terms of how you can technically do it. It's really, really simple. It's easy, and you're definitely going to be able to do a lot with your website. That's the beauty of the whole system that we've put together for you. We've really simplified it so that you can take control, which enables you to really, take a step back and rethink your website. Rethink, what would someone who comes to my website want to see? And that's what I want to be able to have available on my website. There are a lot of the things that we make available on your website by default. These are most of the things that people would want to see, but there are more that you can place on your website as well. All right, so let's get into the session today. Awesome. All right. So let's check out the website first. Now, this website has been customized a little bit. It's not the default content, but I will show you how you can change things and how you can basically benefit from the capabilities that we have. Now, the home page is usually the most important page because this is where most of the people land on and would want to have their question answered right there. It happens. It doesn't happen very often for them to go and to get into the tools and bells and whistles that are available in the other pages of your website. They might land there directly if they're Googling something, and Google might just have indexed that page specifically, like a property detail page, for instance. Now, what we need to understand here is that this first screen, the first thing that they would see, this is usually your way of expressing who you are. So what we need to have here is a lot of branding, is a lot of your main services, and the first impression, pretty much, right? So there are two extremes in the spectrum of web design. One is, just the beautiful, pretty websites with all the pretty pictures and stuff, which doesn't do anything. And then we have the very rigid, ugly, fully utilitarian design, like a bank's website, for instance, right? It doesn't even look good. It's all numbers and sheets and rows and buttons and stuff like that, right? So basically, we have the two extremes in the spectrum. What we want to do is we want to create a blend of both. That's usually how we approach website design with Remarketer. We want to give the user, some beauty and branding and good looks and the first impression stuff. And then we also want to be able to give as much tools and content as possible. So that's why we want to blend the two worlds a little bit, and then kind of land in the middle of the spectrum here. Now, the first fold is usually that you want to reinforce your branding, so it should look like your for sale sign. It should look like your business card, your marketing material, your billboard, whatever it is. Try to apply the same branding in the first fold so that you can, these logos that you have at the top right here. These are the same stuff that you'd be using across the board on your other marketing material as well. So if someone's holding your business card and then comes to your website, they want to see the same colors and elements and logos and features of that business card on your website as well. This reinforces your branding. So that's the number one rule of marketing. Your branding should be reinforced. Now, the branding could be a custom branding that you have yourself, like a custom logo, for instance, that you might have designed for yourself, or a whole custom theme for your branding, or simply your brokerage's branding. So the number one benefit that you can gain from your brokerage is the branding, because that's their number one objective. What they do in their marketing is they market the brand, right? So if it's Remax, if it's Forest Hill, if it's Century 21, if it's Royal LePage, if it's all of the other the different brokerages, among the very unique benefits that they may provide you with is also branding. So it could be yours or it could be theirs, but it doesn't matter. There is a brand that you are using for your marketing purposes, and that should kind of be available here as well. So these colors, for instance, should represent your brand. That could be a video, it could be a picture, it could be different things, which we're going to take a look into, and try to keep like a the same flow of branding across your marketing channels. Websites not excluded either. All right. The next fold is the featured properties usually, and that's why the reason why we have the featured properties here on the top of everything here is that if you are a listing agent, if you have listings to promote, both your client and your audience, both of them, that's the main thing that they want to see on your website. They want to see the property that they're interested in. Your client, who's the seller, wants to see their property on your website. The immediate thing. The buyer, the person who came to your open house and wants more information, they come to your website in order to find the property. So they should immediately be able to find the property. So that's the center of attention on among the services that you're providing, your listings. So these could be listings that are, MLS listings, exclusive listings. These could be pre-construction projects as well. So anything that you're promoting, these are the main important things. Now, you are able to move things down, up and down, but you should realize that if you're, for instance, a listing agent, always put yourself in the shoes of the user. What do they want to see when they come to your website? If that's the listing, it should be the first thing that they see. And that's why we have it by default at the very top, but I'll show you how you can change that. There are other tools such as market stats and market reports, which you can select the default of. You do have the services such as home valuation, listing alerts. You do have other call to actions, predefined searches, which again is another way for you to show on your website where your focus is. It's true that you can sell or buy anywhere in Ontario. You're licensed for that, and your brokerage might have branches all across the city or Ontario or whatever. But you are an expert in certain areas. That's again one of the main values a realtor brings to the table when it comes to the client's requirements, local know-how, right? So you want to be able to definitely portray your local presence and local know-how and local experience. And this, therefore, you can select certain areas that people can search in, and we place that right on the homepage, so that if someone's interested in Aurora, they could just click and start their search right here. So we're promoting a tool which is just MLS search, but rather than just having a general search anywhere for anything, we're making it specific, because we want to say that I'm the person that is more knowledgeable in Aurora, for instance. So that's another thing. You've got other exclusive services. And then the next fold down here is your brokerage listings. So these are your office listings, your brokerage listings that are promoted down here as well. And they get, updated automatically several times throughout the day. And therefore, if someone's interested to see more of the properties without any specific triggers, they might just browse through these, and these properties would most probably better resonate with you because they're from the office that you're working in, and therefore they should be the type of properties that you're mainly engaging with, the areas that you're mainly engaging with. So they're not going to be off chart in terms of the properties. Then we have, things like testimonials, more tools, and real estate news. All of those are placed on the homepage so that they're firstly indexed well for SEO purposes, and then they're also accessible. So if someone just simply browse through your homepage and doesn't go anywhere else, they have a glimpse of all the important stuff there. Now, you can add more stuff to it, you can remove, you can replace, and you can change things around, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. Great. Let's go back to the back end, and I'm going to reset the home page to the default settings. so that we can start from scratch. So usually this is the settings. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change the slider here. Let's go ahead and load default slider, and this is going to be on, and that's going to be off, and save. Refresh. There we go. So that's usually the default setup of the website, and now we're going to start changing things around. All right, so the first thing that I mentioned is the colors, the logo, the branding, the look of the first fold of the website here. All right, where we want to go for that is we need to go down here to the left, website design, and we go to the website config section there. This is the main area where you would want to make your main customizations there. All right, so the first thing that we have is the theme tab right here. You have two main themes that are available. They're the same layout. It's just that the elements are a little bit different. So if you want to go to theme 2, you can simply select theme 2 and save it, and then the website will change to theme 2. You can see that things changed a little bit. So the way that the slider works now is different. The way that the properties are aligned are different. We have other things here as well. So you might like this one or the other one. So for instance, the recently listed properties is now in a carousel rather than all under each other. So this is again another theme that you could use. It's a little bit different. So whichever works better for you, you can just simply go back and forth between them. That's, again, don't worry don't be scared to experiment with REMARKETER. You can experiment. Things can easily be shifted back, and the default configurations can be loaded, and there's no way that you can go wrong. We've tried our best to make this so simple that you won't need any technical knowledge whatsoever to be able to do what you want with your website. So don't worry. You can just select that, switch it over, see how it looks. Do you like it or not? You don't like it, just switch it back. It's as simple as that. We've got the header styles, which would be several different ways. So basically a left item. This is where we have the logo on the left. Then we've got the left mini, which basically shrinks these data. So it makes it a little bit more probably modern or a little bit more simplified. And it opens up the space at the top there. We've got the center, which is places the logo in the center right there. And then we've got the transparent, which brings the background all the way to the top, and the menu would be transparent there. So you can see how easy it is that I can change these different styles and try them and see how it works for me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on center, and we can change some of the other stuff, and then we'll do another run with the transparent, for instance. All right, the sticky header decides whether it sticks around if I scroll down the menu or not. So you can just switch it on or off. Or the page title bar. So these are the title bars here. So if I go to About Page, for instance, there's this bar right here. You can switch that on and off as well. So if you don't want the title bars, you can just simply remove it, and there it is. The pages don't have title bars anymore. I kind of like to have the title bar because it can also be a part of my branding as well. So I can use this as part of my branding too. So if someone, comes directly to the contact page or comes directly to the About page, there would still be a part of my branding available. All right. Now, the next important thing is the colors. So you can select a custom color set if you have a custom set of colors for your branding. And it's pretty simple. You can just select the colors and save them as you wish. Or you might want to use one of these predefined color sets as well. We've got one set. These are, the official Remax, Royal LePage, Home Life, Forest Hills, Sutton, and Century 21 color palettes that you could just select and save. So if I'm a Century 21 agent, for instance, I can simply select that, save it, and then I've got all my colors changed to that. Now you can see I've got the Century 21 colors in there. If I change that to Remax or Home Life, for instance, as easy as that, you see the colors have now changed to Home Life color set, for instance. Or if I change it to Sutton, now it's Sutton. See? So it's very simple, very easy, and prefabricated as well. Now, the only thing that you should consider when you want to set these colors is that if you want to do a custom color set, for instance, is that the prime color and the secondary color should have enough contrast because they're going to be used together, right? So I'll show you an example here. So if I go to the property detail page here, you see this is the, let's go back here, the secondary color and then the prime color. See, that's the prime color in the background here, and the logos and the text on top are the secondary color. So if I didn't have enough contrast here, so let's say these are the two prime and secondary colors, this is what would have happened. See, now it's hard to view this. It's not as vibrant as we want it to be, and it's not as great at the end of the day. So we want to have as much contrast as we want to as possible in order to make things visible. There it is. Now, if you if you hover over any of the buttons or any of the links, those would be the hover color. Then we have the menu font color, the header background color. That's the background color up here. And we've got the header font color, page title bar color. The page title bar, you remember, it was this one. So that's the font on top of that. And footer background color and footer font color. So that's the footer background color and then the footer font. So if you, for instance, have a logo like mine that is not very well visible here, you can either change the logo to an inverted one, which would have, let's say, for instance, white writings. But if you don't have that option, you can always go ahead and change the background color. So what I'll do is that I will change the background footer color to something lighter so that my logo would show better. Like that. Now it's better. But now I might not like the contrast that I have with the texts. I might want to change the color of the text. Now I want to make this one darker, for instance. Right? So you can easily change things around like that, and you make your website look just perfect. All right, so go around the website and check all that. Now, basically, you can reuse these colors as well. If you have a certain set of colors for your branding palette, you could just use those. So for instance, if I have the prime color here, I might want to use the same prime color as my footer background color here. So it'll be, the same kind of feel going through. So like that, right? So you can have the same colors so that, you know, the website doesn't have 10 different colors to make it too complicated or not good looking. So you can just reuse the same colors. Just make sure that you are using them in a way that you have the contrasting colors working together. All right. Now, so far, these are the easy stuff. Now, we can move along to the next tab, which is the media tab. So this is where I can change all the graphics that are available on my homepage, right? So there are several things that are available on my homepage. Now, again, let's go back to the default. Just gonna lose these two. So by default, this would be my default settings. So you don't have any logos, and these are all the default artworks. Let's go back and refresh this. So basically, this is what most of you might already have. So we have like your name and your designation written here, and the rest of the story. Now, if I have a logo and I want to add the logo, all I need to do is to go ahead and upload the logo right here. So you can upload your logo. Let me go ahead and find a previously uploaded one. It's this one. And I can save that. There it is. Now I have a logo instead of that name written over there. Now, we also have the option to have an alternative logo. So the alternative logo is only used for transparent theme, right? Why? Because of this. Let me show you. Let me set this to transparent. All right. So you see, my logo now doesn't look good. Why? Because when the background loads behind it, it doesn't have the contrast anymore. So what I would need is I would need to upload another logo right here, an alternative logo, which is an inverted color. So I should have that one available here too. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's this one. Save. So now I have a white logo. Oops, it's a different one. Sorry about that. So, but you could see that it loads when the background is behind it, and then as soon as I move away, the other one loads. So it alternates. So we have to have the same logo. Let me find the same logo because it's white. I won't be able to see it. It wasn't this one. It's not that one. Let's see. Should be this one. So we have the same logo. There it is. In two different colors. Same proportions, everything the same. It's just two different colors so that when it alternates, it just transforms. Right? See? Just like that. And then obviously you can change the rest of it as well. One more thing is that you can change the footer brokerage logo as well. So remember we were talking about the fact that your brokerage might not have the brokerage logo might not have the right contrast. You can upload an inverted logo here so that the contrast is created. So just like that. All right. And then obviously you can change the title bar background as well, the service section background. So these are all these guys. So the title bar background, you can change this. You can change the service area, this background. You can change these two. And what else? And you can also change the favicon. So the favicon is the little logo that loads in the corner of your browser tab, right? So you can change those as well. Now, if you want to change any one of these and you want to see this, the proportions, all you would need is to get this image. So for instance, I want to change this one. I'll take this image, I paste it, copy and paste it into a new section. And that's the image that's used there. You have the dimensions written right here at the top. It's 1970 by 670. So in the same proportion, you can add another picture. Once you add the other picture, you simply, or you build the other picture in the same proportions, you simply go ahead and change it right here. So I'm just going to throw something in here. In there, it's not going to be the same proportion or anything, but I'll just so that you can see. Let's use this taco image. All right, so refresh, and there it is. Now we've got tacos in the background. All right, so that's how you can build the change the images on the homepage for any one of these items. Now let's move on to the slider. Now this is the big one, the one at the very top, and that's the one that you usually want to be able to control. Now, it's so easy that you can change them every once in a while as well. So it's not a one-time job. Let's say, every season you want to give your website a fresh look. You can go ahead and do that with your banners right here. If you have a promotion, if you have a specific event going, you want to have that predominantly on your website, you can certainly do that as well. So you can, it's very easy, and you can just simply go ahead and change things. So what I'll do is that I will spend some time now to show you the different things that you could do with this important part of your website. So again, let's go back to the beginning of our conversation. The number one objective obviously is branding. So you want to apply your branding there. So if you have any custom designs for a banner on the website, if you're using the same thing on your flyers, on your let's say bus branding, etc., use the same here. Right. So all we need to do is to ask my graphic designer to build one that suits my website, and I can use the same over here. But remember, there are at least 4 of these that I want to have, because we are promoting 4 different titles here. So if I go back here, we've got a slider 1, slider 2, 3, and 4, right? So each one is promoting a different service. So promoting me, property search, home valuation, and market reports. And each one of them will lead to the corresponding tool. Property search, that's a home, basically a listing alert. And then the home valuation, which sends them to the home valuation tool. So remember, we said it's got to be a tool. It is a tool. So people might come to your website to go to the home valuation, and there are many different ways for them to get there. Right off the bat, here, or down here, or from the menu. Right? So these are all the different ways that they can get to that important tool that we might be advertising in the postcards that I'm sending out to my farming neighborhood. All right. So if I want to change things, the only thing that I need to make sure in terms of the pictures is that they have to be the same proportions. I've seen many times that you have pictures there, but they are from different proportions. Let me show you what happens if we do that. So let's say I want to change this one at the very top, okay? And I want to select this one. All right. Now, the proportions here is different, right? You can even see it with your eyes that this picture is taller than this picture, right? The width is the same, but it's taller than this one. See what happens. Yeah. So the background changed, and it comes all the way down here. Now, as soon as this slider slides over, see what happens. See, it jumped up because the second picture is not as tall as the first one. And then I have this huge white gap right here, which doesn't really look well. So what I want to make sure is that, see, it now jumped down again, right? So what I want to make sure is that all of my pictures have the same proportion, and changed all of them accordingly. So I think these guys would have the same proportion. No, it doesn't. Let's try one more. Let's try this one, for instance. Okay. Here, I think these look like that. This would be the same, but basically the best way for me is to have them cropped in the same proportion before uploading them and then using them on the website. There it is. I have this on the background, and all of the others are working well. There's still a little bit of a difference here, but you get the idea. Okay, so now we know how we can change the backgrounds here. Now, the second thing is that if you want to change the writings here, for instance, right? So let's say I want to promote a very competitive commission rate. Okay, on the second page right here, instead of the get notified when homes matching your criteria are listed or find your dream home, I want to change that. So let's go back here. I'll show you. Instead of this one right here. So instead of find your dream homes, I want to say something like, competitive commission, and then something else. And then instead of this button going to the listing alert, I want it to go to the contact page right here. Okay, let's do it. So what I need to do is, you see the code here. Don't touch the code. Find what you want to change, the text. This is the text. I want to change the find your home, and I want to write down competitive commissions. And then I want to change this part at the bottom here. Contact me to find out how you can save on your property sale, whatever. Okay, so I changed the writings. So I find the writings. Be careful not to remove or alter any of the parts of the codes, like these, brackets and anything that's in red, pretty much. Save it, and now we'll refresh our website, and there it is. Competitive commission. Contact me to find out how you can save your property sale. However, the button hasn't changed yet, right? I want to change the button now. It says get started. I want it to say contact me, and then it should be going to the contact page. Now, I need two things. Contact me, I have it in my mind. Contact page, I need the URL, right? So the URL for the contact page is /contact. Anything that comes after the your main domain. So I just copy that, and let's go back here and see what we have. Contact me to find out. There it is. Now let's find get started. I want to change get started. The get started will be contact me now. All right. And then we have the href here, which is the listing alert, right? So this goes to the listing alert. What I will do is that I will change that to contact, right? So the /listing alert is now /contact. let's go ahead and save that. On the home page, and there it is, contact me now, boom, and it goes to the contact page. See, as easy as that, you can promote a new new service that you want the people to be aware of immediately when they come to your website. Now, this will not be the first thing that they will see. This will be the first thing that they will see. Let's imagine that you want this second slider to load first. So let's do this. I don't want the first one to show at all. So the best way to do it is to remove it. I don't need the link. I don't need the background. I don't need the content. All right, I just deleted the link, the content, and the background, and save. Now, when the website loads, the first thing is the second one. Third, fourth, back to the second one. So now I removed the first slider completely. All right. If you want only one to load, you can remove these two as well. And then finally, if I want to go back to where we started, all I need to do is to click Load Default, and the whole thing will be loaded again. And I will be back at where we started, just like that. So now you have a very easy way to control the first fold of your website, which would be the most important part of your website pretty much in terms of branding and the message that you want to send out. So what I would do, for instance, if you have an event going on, I would change the slider banner to promote that event, right? Let's say if you have a garage sale event going on, you can change that and promote that event specifically. If you're a sponsor of a specific event, you can put that on in there. If you have a specific let's say bench branding going on, you can have a picture of that, and during the time that you have that branding going on in there, you can have that in there. So you step back and see what you want to do, and you can easily do what you want to specify there. Now, if you want to have a video, we could use a YouTube embed. So if it's your own video, you need to upload it to your YouTube and then use the YouTube embed. It's pretty easy, just the YouTube link and enable autoplay. And if you want to mute it as well, mute it and then generate the code. That's all you would need to do. Or you could embed one of the raw videos that we have available. So this is connected to Pixabay, which has got a whole lot of different royalty-free videos that you can use. So let's say I want to search for a video with a family, for instance. So you can just search and it should show you all sorts of different videos. Let me see if it loads. Yeah, you can play them and see how they are. That's a family of chickens. I don't want that. So these are all the different videos that we have. Let's say I want to use this one. I will select it and save it. Now, the only thing is that I need to switch the video banner on and then the photo slider banner off. Now I have a video playing on the background. And again, if you want to change the writing here, you know what to do, right? So for example, I'll say instead of "you belong here," I want to say "celebrate your new home." It goes well with the background. Boom. There we go. Just like that. And you have this beautiful video playing on the background. I can start search. Perfect. Now, Let's see what else we have. Okay, so the rest of the stuff are fonts. I'm not going to get into that. Obviously, you can change the fonts that are used on your website. And we have the extras as well. The main things that I want you to know here on the extras is your website tag and website tag description. So this would be a good thing to have at least, a short paragraph about you in the tag description. That's what comes up at in the search results, as well as the website name, right? So there is a default name there, but you can definitely change that. So if you want something to something like, I don't know, Thornhill's #1 agent, for instance, you can add that in there. So it can add up to your SEO as well. Now, the other things that we can do here is that you can select extra languages. So these are other languages that are available, and they can be selected in here to change languages accordingly, right? So we can change languages there. So you can select the ones that you want from the list here, just like that, okay? Now, we also have the custom search and then the market report. Custom search would be these 4 selections that we talked about. So you can just select what areas you want to show there, and then the market reports. I would usually do the same thing. I mean, the same in custom search and then the market report as well. So for instance, here, I want the city of Toronto, Mississauga, Aurora, and Vaughan. And therefore, when we come here, we have these guys shown on the homepage, and then the market stats would default to the first selection, City of Toronto, and then we have market reports. So I can check for City of Toronto. I can see the market stats for Aurora, Mississauga. So these are, again, all reinforcing the fact that I'm an expert in these areas because I have all the tools and information and statistics and data available for these areas on my website. Okay. The before, head, and body tag. So these are for tags scripts, things like pixel and those kind of things could be used in here. And then we have the custom CSS, which is, for more advanced customizations, which I'm not going to get into right now. Now, we also have sections, how to change the homepage and how to change the main menu, which we will talk about next week. So it's already 11:25, so I'm going to take a few questions now, if there are any, and we'll stop here, and we will continue this conversation next week to show you even more. So now you have full control of the default setting of your website, and you can change everything based on your taste and your priorities in order to be able to portray the right message on your website. All right. Okay, so I believe, Robert, you were able to find it. You said you found it on your personal website. Yes. If you are part of one of the brokerages that have an app with us, you can find the app right here. Well, this one is a demo website. It doesn't have it. That's why. But you would have a download app item right there, which you can find the app on. All right, so I think we're all good. Again, thanks a lot for being with me. This is part of our discussions on website customization. Go ahead and, as I mentioned before, experiment with this as much as you want. It's easy. There's no way that you can mess things up. You can always go back to the default settings. And obviously, if you need any help, we would definitely be here to help you with anything. So we can continue again next week. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I'll see you again next time. Have a good one.